Today we want to talk about fuse installation in power systems. So here, as you can see, there's a window for examples of the PowerFactory, and here we have a couple of options. So here we want to work with MV Microgrid. If you click on each example, click on this import, then you will have the example here. So it is an example for MV Microgrid. So here in this example, we have a couple of generations, and when we say microgrid, so it can be connected or disconnected from grid. So it now is disconnected because these two empty boxes. So if you make a load flow here, you can see the current flowing on each lines. And we want to, for example, install one fuse on this line. So here, as you can see, here's the value of the current that goes through this line. Here is, for example, now is 11 amp. And for fuse installation, you should know that we need to make first a load flow to see how much current that's flowing, how much is the rating of the current, and then we add based on the standard 20 or 25% overloading for that one to make sure that during the full loading and overloading, we will not have any melting from the fuse. And when we have a fault or short circuit, then we will have some interruption from the fuse. So here you can see, here we have 11 amp. On this line, we have, for example, 16 amp and etc. So on this line, we have 11 amp. If we assume that because the loading is 0.1%, but we can assume that the 11 amp is full load, for example, now, because if we want to make the rating, find the rating is 10 kilo amp, is much higher than the rating of the short circuit on this example. So we assume that 11 amp is the value of the full load. So we add 25% on that one. So it will be around 15 or 16 amp. When you want to install a fuse, right click here, device, fuse, and new. So on this part, you have any additional things that you can install on that line, but now we only want to install a fuse. So here we have the window for installation of the fuse. Click on type, select type, and here we have a lot of fuses that we can install. The voltage rating of this example is 20 kilo amp, so we can go for 25, for example. Here we have a lot of fuses, and the rating that we need was around 16 amp. You can click on OK, and click on this arrow to see the specification for your fuse. And if you click on plot, you can see the IT curve of this fuse. Click cancel and click OK. Now you installed one fuse here. If you want to see that, right click, device, fuse, show. You can see that you installed one fuse. So if you right click on that point, plots, insert time over current plot, you can see the plot for that that fuse that you installed. This is a plot for T and I. If you make a load flow, and this window is live, so if you make X and Y axis, so you can see now rating is 11, so there is no touch with this one, so there is not melting. Now we want to make an event here, short circuit, for example, 0.5 second. Then run simulation for 1 second. You can see here we also have some relays, is from example, but here this fuse, you can see when we have a fault here, this fuse is working. Another way is that right click, calculation, short circuit, execute. Then here we can see there's a time for this is a value for charge cycle level, and at 10 millisecond we will have melting from these fuse.